Playing through Diablo 3 on Nintendo Switch marks my 4th playthrough of the game on 4 platforms, going from PC to Xbox 360 to Xbox One to now Nintendo Switch. And surprisingly, despite 6 years passing and countless updates and DLCs and other games to come out, Diablo 3 on Nintendo Switch is still an absolute blast. So I say somehow, but I guess it's a credit to the developers and the designers of Diablo 3, as well as their constant work on the game over the past more than half a decade, tweaking and adding features, adding content and classes, that Diablo 3 on Switch is just unbelievably fun. Now, the Eternal Collection comes with all previously released DLC, including Reaper of Souls, as well as the 7th Necromancer classes and everything else that came with it. So you are already content on parity with every other platform. Obviously, the biggest difference, or at least only downgrade for the Nintendo Switch version, are the visuals. On handheld mode, it's 720 as you expect because the screen is 720. In docked, it's 960. And if you've played the game on other platforms like Xbox One or even PC, it will look a lot hazier, look a lot blurrier. But handheld mode holds up particularly well, especially given that's where most of my time came from playing the game, is in handheld mode. Weirdly enough, despite it being a game that originally launched as an online only title, this game can be played offline on Nintendo Switch, and it kind of fits perfectly for the pick up and play style, at least for me anyway, because I didn't play through the campaign again. I started it up and then I realised I could just do the adventure mode, do the bounties, level up that way, and it was just a lot more fun because the bounties are a great pick up and play type thing. We can go in, do it, come out, get rewarded, get some new gear, some new loot, upgrade and stop, and then it takes 10, 15, 20 minutes. So that mode alone sort of makes it feel great for the handheld pick up and play sort of style of play. Visually, this game looks really good somehow on Nintendo Switch, and it does not drop below 60 frames a second, at least in my experience. I played single player and I played online, and both times everything held up perfectly despite all the effects coming off from everyone's spells, despite dozens of enemies rushing you on the screen. It never let up. Not once did I see anything that I could say, be aware of this or that. It just ran buttery smooth and looked really good. The thing is if you've played Diablo 3 before, or you're still a player on PC, let's say, there's not a lot here that I can tell you that, oh no, stop playing the PC and pick up the Switch, because you've played all this before. And despite it being great on a handheld console, you've got the console moves like the dodge, and the button layout works particularly well, and everything runs great. It doesn't add too much to it to make it worth your while to dive in one more time if you don't feel the need to. However, a lot of my playtime with it has been done commuting, so on the bus. Maybe I was sitting down somewhere or I was out somewhere where there was no computers around. It was great to take it out and play it then. But just know, if you're actually interested in Diablo 3 and how it turned out on the Switch, I would probably say it probably exceeds even your expectations, even if you had high ones for it. Because it just works so well. Every single aspect of it. From the amount of content and how much fun it is, to just how much the compromises of the Switch didn't hinder the actual experience or the enjoyment. It's still a ton of fun. It still looks great 6 years later, which is a credit to the artists as well as the designers and then the developers to port this over to a handheld. And yeah, Diablo 3 Eternal Collection brings every single thing you've seen in all other versions on every other platform, and it's just a ton of fun.